Hi, I'm Sandy from Cards by Sandy Lee, and I'm so glad you're here today.
Hi, I'm Carl. I'm here to help out Sandy. This is the first time I'm doing all this for all of you to see. So hopefully you like it. We did a test run last night. You're going to get your opportunity to make a card like this. Jars of Joy, right?
Yeah, Jars of Joy.
The package, Jars of Joy. So you get a few options what to make. Hopefully you like it and you get to see what we do.
Are you ready to get started?
Let's do it.
All right. Here's the Jar of Joy stamp set and the punch. It comes as a bundle, or you can purchase each one separately. So today, Carl is going to show you how he made this card last night, and let's get to it.
All right. So with some inspiration from Sandy, I was doing this for my very first time last night, so all of you can see that this is something that you can do. I guess if I can do this with being a very new beginner, you all can do it, because I'm thinking you've been stamping longer than me. Even though we've been together so long, this is really the first time I'm doing this. So I've helped her cut out some paper, but never stamping before today. So these are the stamps, and you can see how we took these, made the card. Here's the front, and here's the inside. So the card we're making today is not going to be exactly like this. You can use whatever paper of your choice. We're going to be changing the paper up just a little bit for the next one that I'm doing for you. And hopefully you'll like the second one that we do. All right, let me get some stuff out of the way for now, till I need it. So the paper colors that we used last night were thick basic white, crumb cake, and strawberry slush. So they're the different colors that you'll see in here.
Good job.
Thanks. All right, what we did do to save some time, we pre-cut the paper, because I think all of you know how to cut paper. So don't want to bore you with me figuring out how to knock stuff over or not knock stuff over. And anyway, yeah, cutting out the paper to save time. So this is the crumb cake, the biggest part of the card. It's cut to 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches, and it's scored, you can see the scoring, at 5 1/2 inches. So once you score it, obviously you're going to fold it on the score.
Oh, did you do it right?
Did I do it right?
Did you do
I think I did it right.
Remember last night what I said about when you score it and then when you fold it, what should you do? Make sure that the ends match.
Make sure the ends match, that the corners match, corner, corner, and then fold it. Fortunately, it worked out. That it sits together perfectly. See, she thought I messed up, but I did.
It just helps the paper if you do that, and makes a better fold.
So, fortunately, it worked. I'm going to try not to use any bad words, but sometimes I might.
I'll edit them out.
Anyway, so we went ahead and folded it there. The next thing we're going to do is
stamp the background?
Yes, thank you.
With crumb cake.
So the color that we're using, even though the paper is called crumb cake, the color ink we're using also
is crumb cake.
To also,
that's one of the great things about Stampin' Up, is that the cardstock and stamp pads and markers, they all match.
All right. So what I'm doing is getting the gingerbread man cookie.
it on the block.
Putting it on the clear block.
It's easier to stamp, isn't it, when you can see?
Much easier. And what I decided to do last night was stamp at an ink.
Here, I'm putting this on here so we're not messing up my... Can you put...
Oh, yeah. So to keep your background nice and clean, use some scrap paper. So we're going to go ahead and use the background or the scrap paper to save the background. And all I was doing was staggering the stamp as it moved down the paper. But you can put them on in whatever background design you choose to do. I think I'll put one up here too. Fill in that open space.
See how Carl is just kind of tapping it, the stamp pad, to get the ink on.
He gets,
to
yeah.
the stamp. Last night he did it and he smushed it and then he had ink all over
It made a mess.
It takes some getting used to.
It does.
But you were doing very well. Woohoo.
That's why we made the practice run last night with the example that we showed you at the beginning.
So one of the reasons why I asked him to do this is because I wanted to show everyone how easy this is. Sometimes I think we get it in our heads that, oh, this is really hard and we can't do it. So I wanted to show everyone how easy it is to do it. And you had fun, right?
I did.
We had fun last night.
Yeah, we did. We had a good time doing it. Laughing with it. You should have seen us get ready to do this video this morning. We couldn't stop laughing. And as all of you know, the other thing that's nice about this, which a lot of my friends and coworkers like, these are handmade cards that are a lot nicer than what you buy in the store. So there's the background for the biggest part of the card. So you can see, just staggering them. And again, you could put them in whatever order you like. That's what I just chose to do. So make it your own.
And isn't it amazing? I mean, he could really basically be almost done right now because it looks so nice. He could just actually use it like that and put Merry Christmas on the inside and be done if he wanted to be.
But we're going to make it more exciting than that. Okay, so the next piece we're going to do is using the, what's the name of this? This is the...
That's the in color. That's Strawberry Slush.
So this came from the 2025 to 2027 in color 6x6 card pack. There's a lot of different colors in there, so you can make your own style however you want to. But that's the one that I chose to do for today. So you notice it's a little bit different from the one we did last night. So I'm going to just put this out of the way for now until we're ready to attach it to the main part of the card. And if you look, you can see along with cutting it last night, it was already scored, or a frame along the edges. So the what we used to do the framing and scoring of the paper was the textured notes frames, and we used the, if I can get them out, We use the second to the largest frame to score it. And if you're new to it, which I didn't realize, this will actually punch the paper along with creating the frame along the outer edge. It punches it out for you. So that's what we used, the textured notes. You're going to see the ornament for the card was done very similar with, you know, punching out the circle. All right, so that's what we're going to put onto the front of the card. You can put it wherever you like. You can put it right in the middle. You can put it on the card like I did at an angle, just like that. So we'll do something similar to that again today, but put it where you want to, make your own. So the next thing that I'm going to do, I'm not going to attach this yet. First, we're going to get the additional pieces. So you can see where "May your heart be filled with joy." We're going to stamp that. I'm going to also stamp the cookie jar and the lid. They are actually two separate pieces that you can position how you'd like, and then attach them to the ornament. And then I'll show you how we did the string for the ornament. Pretty good, huh?
Nice job.
Thanks. All right. So for the cookie jar, what I did first was, we're going to switch the stamps out.
No, you're going to need that first. You need that stamped first.
Oh, we did do this first before we did the actual jar. So, yeah. Okay. So we'll stamp the actual gingerbread man and the other cookies, and then I'll put the cookie jar stamp over top of that.
Remember, it's a two-stepper, right?
Yep.
It goes over top. I'm going to use this strawberry slush over top to create that outline.
Okay.
Do you
That's that part of it.
Do you want to do one on the scratch paper so that you can show people how to
I can do that.
up?
Yep, let's do that. So let me grab the other stamp.
So do you want to stamp one on the scratch paper
Yes.
first?
Yeah, I'm going to stamp on the scratch paper first. So this two-piece stamp is a little bit tricky. So again, we're sticking with the crumb cake ink for the gingerbread man himself. Okay, and then we're using the strawberry slush ink
to do the outline.
To do the, I don't know if I call it the outline or the inside.
The shadow?
Shadow, I don't know, but
design.
To finish the design. So what I'm doing with this, I'm lining up the second part of the stamp. I'm lining up with the inside of the star on the left and the inside of the star on the right, and just line up. Seems to be the easiest way for me. Just line up those two designs so that they're centered. And then go ahead and apply it. You can see how it makes the two colors for the full design.
And last night when you did it and it didn't work, you looked at me and said, "There's no way this can happen," right?
I did. But I figured out how to line it up best. And this worked out pretty well with lining up the two stars. I first tried to line up the buttons, and that didn't go too well.
Mm-hmm. He actually stuck his tongue out at me when I showed him that it could be done.
because I was a little jealous that I couldn't do it like that. But then I figured out how I needed to line all this up. But she's been doing this for many years compared to me just doing this last night. So you can see how they'll line up there. And it's going to be different each time. You see it's not perfectly lined up like the other one is, but that's what makes it unique to you doing it yourself. All right, so once we have the 2-piece stamp for the gingerbread man and cookies, we're going to go ahead and do the cookie jar. The color we used for the cookie jar was just black ink. So we're going to go ahead and use...
It's a Memento Tuxedo Black.
Memento Tuxedo Black. And it's black. It still stained my fingers a few places from last night. Okay.
So it's really neat because the cookies were cut to actually fit right inside of the jar. And then also the snowman and the wishing you the sweetest Christmas, you could also put that right inside the jar too. The way that it's designed, it will fit inside the jar.
First, I'm going to do it on the scrap paper again, just to make sure I'm lining it up the right way. So what I did was lined up the bottom of the cookies and the gingerbread man with the bottom of the jar and centered the gingerbread man inside the jar. So just take your time. If you take your time with it, it lines up pretty easily.
Did you give it a little oomph when you put it
I
on the
did
black?
give it oomph when I put it onto the black ink pad. And you can see how they sit right inside the jar.
Nice job. Yeah, so the Memento ink pad is a little bit different. It's a denser pad, and so you do have to give it a little bit more oomph when you put it on. It's not a smushy cloud pad like the Stampin' Up inks are.
And there you go. That easy. So the next thing I'm going to do is cut that out so that it fits into the actual punch easier. And use your cheaper scissors with cutting the paper so you don't ruin your nice sharp scissors.
No, not cheaper. Just
cheaper?
A different pair.
Oh.
Just a different pair.
This is a guy doing this. Remember that.
Do we have 2 different pairs of scissors?
We do.
One for
So we have a really good pair of scissors just for cutting paper, and a really sharp good pair of scissors for cutting the thread or the strings and all the other things,
yeah.
ribbons and things like that. Mm-hmm. So anyway, once you have that stamped like that, so you're going to take and put it inside of the punch. Line it up so it's centered in the punch. And you can see how it punches it out right around the outline of what you just stamped. So the next thing I'm going to do, get that out of the way. Is stamp on the brown paper And you can, again, for the lid of the jar, you can use whatever color you decide to do. We went with this, if I remember correctly, it's called Early Espresso. I do need that out. So now I need the lid of the cookie jar to stamp that before I punch it, because it's easier to line up the punch with the outline of what you stamp compared to lining up the stamp on what you might have punched out already.
And that's Early Espresso cardstock?
It is early. I already told them that. How about that? I remembered.
Fantastic.
The Early Espresso. And you don't need to go very far onto the paper to stamp this, because you don't want to waste paper. You just need to put the paper partially down into the punch. So once you have your stamp on the paper, just line up what you stamped inside the punch, just like I did with the actual jar part of this. And it's that easy. I'll move this out of the way for now, because I don't believe I need that anymore. So you can see how I stamped, then punched out both the jar and the lid. That's the only thing you need the Early Espresso for, or whatever color you choose to do the lid. We did not use that color for anything else on the card. Next, going back to the crumb cake paper, and you can see we punched out, or we stamped, I should say, May Your Heart Be Filled with Joy last night. I'm going to go ahead and do that again and show you how we cut it out. This one, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we need a little bit longer stamper for the text.
Acrylic block. Mm-hmm. The second one.
Yeah.
So I'll also put the card that he used for some inspiration. I was really, really excited that he actually chose a card that I did a couple years ago as inspiration for the card that he chose.
That everybody else chose for me to do.
Yeah, with the stamp set. But you then designed the cards that you're doing right now. But you used the Viking card as inspiration.
But we didn't stick with that same design. It just gave me some ideas what to do. Mm-hmm. And then putting the circle on the card made me think, you know what, let's make that an ornament instead of semicircles on the border of the card. So anyway, I have that inked up. Just going to go ahead and
straight down. There you go. Nice.
And it doesn't need to be a perfect line. You can see it's a little bit crooked, but you know, if you're going to keep the text in a straight line like it is actually shipped, then you want to be careful how you apply. But what we did, we cut the words into separate pieces. So if it's a little bit crooked, no big deal, because you're going to cut each one of them out. And that's what I'm going to do right now.
It is a little bit extra work, but it's actually more forgiving. Do you want me to get some of this stuff out of your way?
Sure.
Okay.
And you can cut these to whatever size you want. If you decide to cut them a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller, maybe into little circles. whatever you would like to do, again, to make it your own. And if you all like this, maybe I'll be doing some more cards down the road, even some live stream cards.
I think that we're doing okay, that we would be all right doing it live stream.
We'll see. Because what we can do down the road when we're live streaming, she can't edit out what I might say.
That's right. That's right.
So
but are you choosing to be good now?
I am behaving now because she'll edit me out. But I've got some ideas what to do down the road for some cards. I definitely want to do a St. Patrick's Day card. We might do some get well cards. I was thinking for, make it a little bit more masculine card. If your significant other might have the man flu or something like that, we'll make it geared towards guys.
Well, don't you think you should show the guys how to make some ladies cards?
We can do that.
Yeah.
We can do some anniversary cards. Our neighbor and good friend of ours gave some inspiration for anniversary. Maybe we'll do that. Okay. Let me flip these back over.
Let's get this out of there so you're not worried about that.
I don't think I need that anymore.
I don't think you do. Well, you need it for the inside grating, but we'll just put the lid on so there's no mishaps. How about that?
Okay. So I'm thinking to stick one of these on for the word B. We're using the Stampin' Dimensions. That's a little small. I might have made it a little bit too small. I may have to cut one of those, but we'll see how it works out. The next thing we're doing is getting your circle ready for the actual ornament. And just like what we did with the centerpiece of the card, we used the second largest punch
from the Stylish Shapes dies.
So you can see that circle. If you look closely, you can see how it's framed with the little pinholes. And that's the second largest of the round ones.
Isn't it cool how I have it organized on that magnet?
Isn't it great? This was a great idea. She got these magnets, what did they come, 2 days ago?
Yeah.
And they actually fit into the cassettes and the envelopes very well. They're like cut perfectly, and all the punches they're metal, so they attach to it and they keep you organized, and hopefully helps you not lose any. All right. So anyway, second largest frame for that, and the next thing I think I'm going to do, so I have it all ready to go, so I can attach all the pieces all at once. I just want to get some stuff out of the way.
Yeah. You
can see how we used the string to make the twine.
Yep.
It's twine, not string. How we used the craft color twine to make the bow and the long enough so it would be something to hang from your Christmas tree. So this is kind of like tying your shoes, but not really like tying your shoes. I need to use a little bit more.
So you want to keep everything straight?
Sandy showed me how to do this.
And not twisted, right?
I'm trying not to twist it. But again, for a newbie like me, let's see if it's gonna mess with me today. No.
Okay. I was willing to help. And push it through.
Oh my gosh, here's where I get frustrated with doing. I'm not good at making the bows, obviously.
You got it. You got this.
I promise I can tie my shoes. Sandy doesn't do that for me, but I might have her help with this. There we go. Maybe. See, this is what happens when you have bigger fingers. How about that? I did it. Look at that.
Woohoo. Look at you fixing it so it looks nice.
Well, we want it to look nice because we want whoever we give the card to appreciate it. Okay, so make a nice tight bow, just like that. And then what I did last night, I left a little bit extra of the ribbon hanging off of it until I was ready to actually attach it to the card. But I think today I'm going to shorten it now. It just seems to be easier to work with. And again, as big of a bow or as little of a bow as you'd like. You make them different sizes hanging off, however you want to do it. And there's my bow. And then the last thing we're doing, just a simple knot to attach it to the string where an ornament would be hanging from a tree. Just make one simple knot, maybe.
I didn't see how you did this last night.
So this is how I did it last night. Just made one simple knot, left a large loop, and just ran the bow through.
So it's like tied over top of the middle part of it?
Yeah, just putting a one little knot over the middle of the bow knot. So it doesn't look so good like this, but once we go ahead and hang it, attach it to the card, it'll look much better, I promise. And I'm just going to trim what I just used to tie it to the bow. I'm just going to trim most of that off, just leaving a little extra there. And then we're going to use the glue dots to actually attach it to the ornament and to the back side of this piece. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is line up where everything is going to be placed. Let me clean up some of my mess here that I don't need here anymore. Just gonna
Is that gonna be long enough?
Yes.
Okay.
She thinks I don't know what I'm doing sometimes.
That's scary.
Okay, we're just gonna keep that right there. And I'm first going to attach the cookie jar to the actual ball of the ornament. So I need my Stampin' Dimensional.
Do you want the little ones or the big ones?
Does it matter?
For the jar. It's probably going to not take as long if you use the bigger ones.
Okay, I'm going to use the bigger Stampin' Dimensionals for the biggest part of the cookie jar. And what you want to do is put these on 4 corners so it doesn't come off.
So it doesn't wobble, right?
Oh, would it wobble if you didn't?
Yeah, it kind of wobbles.
Okay. I just want to make sure that it's going to be secure to the card, not realizing that it can wobble. So maybe you want yours to wobble, you only put one on there so you can make it wobble. So attached to the back of the cookie jar, then these little annoying pieces of paper that get everywhere I found last night. Just put those off to the side. And then it will stick to the cookie jar. And what you want to do is just leave a little bit of the border exposed at the bottom of the jar, and then the ornament. So a little small border for the jar and the ornament where it matches up at the bottom. Now we're going to use the little Stampin' Dimensionals, 2 of these on the back of the lid of the cookie jar. Now again, I decided to put the lid at the top of the jar. You can put it off to the side if you want, so like it looks like somebody got into the cookie jar. But I like it to be on top.
So you're going to make sure that
it's going to make sure that it's closing the cookie jar right on top and centered, just like that. Okay. So cookie jar's on. Now I'm going to take the glue dots and just take a little piece of it off. If I can find it.
keep going because they're underneath this.
They're underneath.
Yeah. There's one right here, right there.
Ah, there they are. Okay, can I rip all this extra off?
Sure.
Okay. We don't need that anymore. All right, here's one of the. Oh, actually, there's one right here.
That's why I had them.
I didn't realize that. I didn't see them there. All right, I'm going to end up using it anyway. So, take your glue dot off. It's very sticky, rolled up. I call it booger glue. All right, once you have that rolled into just a little ball, you're going to put it on the back side of the knot that you made on the back of the bow. And try to keep it from sticking to your fingers. And then you're going to attach it to the top of the ornament. And this does not have to be perfect, because it's not going to be perfect. So once that's attached there, that's ready to go. And where I put it on was right about here. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Stampin' Dimensionals to attach it to 3 sides of the ornament to the square paper. So you're going to go back to the bigger Stampin' Dimensionals. And I want to make sure that I'm putting them on the right place. So I'm going to put one just to what would be your left side if you're looking at the front of the ornament. One at the bottom, same way. And then one right in the middle of there, because again, we don't want it to be wobbling and we want it to be nice and sturdy. So with this, you're actually getting 3 layers. You're getting the base card, the ornament that is brought up off the base card, and then the cookie jar that's brought up off the ornament.
So you probably want to put one on the other side of the corner so that it will attach to the crumb cake then.
Not yet, though.
Okay, you want to wait.
There's a method to my madness that I learned last night.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to attach this to the strawberry slush. And again, position it however you decide you want it on there. I'm going to put it right there. And then I'm going to take the string where it would be hanging from the tree, or wherever you would have it hanging from.
And you can use another glue dot.
That's what I'm using, yes.
Yeah, good job.
Because last night when I put it together, I would have done it out of order, not realizing with just coming up with this. And it was a little bit more of a headache to put on with just the regular glue. So you can see you bring the string up over the over the top of the card, so it folds down to the back. And then you're going to use a glue dot to hold it onto the back of the card. So make another booger.
You can actually lay that one flat though.
I just want to make sure I get in the right spot. So I'm just going to squish that down over the card, or on the card and the twine. And after you get your card finished, then you can mess with the bow a little bit more to make sure it looks nicer on the card. And I got that little twist in there that she was telling me about, but it's going to work for now. Okay. Now what I want to do, I think I'm going to actually attach this to the biggest part of the card, the hot dog gut. And we're going to do a little different today. I'm going to not put it at such an angle. So it'll be a little bit different from the original card that I did last night that I showed you at the beginning. Now what you can use is, actually let me grab one of the, now I'm going to use this glue first. And then I'll put Stampin' Dimensional on. So your liquid glue, whatever glue you decide to use, just spread that around. So it stays well on the card. Just try to keep it from the borders, because when you press it down, it can squish out from underneath and it looks ugly.
You don't have to squeeze that real hard, do you?
No, it comes out very quickly, and you don't need very much. So you get the glue on the back, decide exactly where you want it. And we're gonna go off to the left side. And then with that right half of the ornament, you're going to take a Stampin' Dimensional, and you want to peel so you have both sides of the glue exposed. Put it on the back of the ornament. So it sticks well, and then press it down. A lot easier than what I did last night. So my bow got a little bit twisted up, and I'm not going to keep messing with it right now and taking up your time, but I'll mess with it after we're done showing you how to put it all together and make it look straight. So there's that part of it. Now you need your small Stampin' Dimensionals to put your words on. And we like to put them at different angles so that it looks more organic when you do it like that.
Which I am very surprised that you're doing that.
Sandy likes things, including our furniture, at angles sometimes. Which overall looks good, but sometimes
you don't like.
Sometimes,
furniture.
depending on what it is. But for stuff like this, it works. Not the glue dots. But you could use glue dots if you wanted to, but the Stampin' Dimensionals brings it up off the back of the paper also. be sure to get them on so they don't.
It's a really easy way to create dimension in your card and just give your card a little extra something, right?
Yep. Now the word B, I'm afraid I might have to cut one of these, so I'm going to try to do that. She tells me it's very difficult to do with these, but
It's a pain. It's a pain. And I didn't show him how to use the other tool that we have last night, so.
I didn't know there's another tool.
Yeah, there is another tool that we can use that would make it a little bit easier, but
this worked.
We didn't need to use it last night, so I was trying to keep things simple.
Look at that. See how easy that worked? It wasn't as hard as she told me. And pay attention to what, if you cut your words apart, pay attention that you're putting them back in the right order, so you don't have something that doesn't make any sense. So there you go. You can see the difference in the two cards. This one was the one we did last night. This is the one we did just now. So we're going to do a little bit more with this one now. We have some rhinestones that we're going to attach, and you can use as many or as little as you want, or don't use any at all. But again, we want to make this a little bit different from the original card, so they don't all look the same.
Gives it a little extra oomph, right?
Yeah. And put them wherever you want. Ooh, I dropped one.
You're right. You can put it wherever you want. It's personal preference.
And whatever you want. We had some other things that we talked about using, but we decided on just using some rhinestones for this card. All right, there's the outside completed. You can see that didn't take too long to do, and I was able to do it. So for a first timer, doing it completely by myself. Now we're going to do the inside. The colors that we used for the inside of the card, you can see we're going to do it similar to this one. So we're sticking with the thick basic white, and then using the strawberry slush again with the thick basic white, and then using what for the circle at the top and bottom, using the crumb cake again. So it all brings it all together.
Nice. We wouldn't have had to use the thick basic white on the inside of the card, but we just had it out last night because that's what we used with the jar. The thick basic white is just, obviously it's just a little bit thicker. And so when you put a little extra on the card with the punch, you want it to have a little bit more density to the, right? Would it be density or thickness? Thickness. A little bit more thickness to the cardstock, so it's not so flimsy.
So with the semicircles, we stuck with the crumb cake and used the
stylus shaped dies.
The stylus shaped dies to cut out the circle. Like what I did for the ornament on the front, we just used a smaller one for the inside. And all you want to do is cut that in half. I think that's a straight line. We'll see when we get it on. All right, so I'm going to use one more stamp. And let me get the scrap paper out again so I don't get it on the background. And this time we are using where it says wishing you the sweetest Christmas. We're going to use the same one on the inside of this. There are some other messages that come with the set, but we're going to stick with the same one. I just want to make sure I didn't get too much ink on this. Yes, I'm glad I did that. Okay, and then where we want to put it on the inside, I'm going to stick with centering it because we're using the 2 half circles at the top and bottom. So you want to use your, thank you, you want to use regular glue again to attach the half circles. And don't use very much. Again, this glue goes a long way, I found. And I think I'm a little offset to the one side, so I need to actually move it.
So how are you feeling about how this went today?
I think it went well. What do you think? You're the expert.
I think it went superb.
Don't want to do that. I almost got in trouble.
I'm proud of you. And it's amazing how you've never done this before. And
well, I've watched you do this hundreds of times.
But it's not as hard as it looks.
It is not as hard as it looks, no. And a lot of these kits come with the instructions where you can find an inspiration for them online. I know Sandy was getting the paper pumpkin kits, which have all the instructions in them to do all this.
Yeah, and next week I'm going to be introducing a kit that they'll be able to purchase with the magical stamp set of the month. So I'll have 3 kits in August that they can purchase. But I'm only going to have 4 or 5 made up. So the first 4 or 5 people that ask for them.
There you go. So be the first ones to get this. All right, so I'm going to attach what I just completed now to the thick basic white. And then after this is attached to the thick basic white, then I'm going to attach it to the inside of the card.
So do you feel more comfortable doing it today than what you did last night?
Yeah. I have a better idea what I'm doing now. So you can position this on the card wherever you want. You can center it. You can go towards the top, towards the bottom. I'm going to bring it a little bit up higher than center. And that way it leaves you room to sign it or write more of a greeting, whatever you decide you want to do with it. All right, that's attached like that. Put some glue on the back side of it. Make sure you cap your glue because I'm finding that because this glue dries quickly, it is clogging up where it comes, the opening where it comes out.
It does dry quickly, but it also gives you a minute, a few seconds or a minute to move it, right? Once you put it down.
Yep.
It's forgiving at first.
It is. And you can see all these little white hexagons from the dimensionals. They're a pain in the butt. because they get all over everything. Anyway, so glue's on the back of that. Now I'm going to attach it to the inside of the card.
So the inside of the card is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. 4 by 5 1/4.
There you go. 4 by 5 1/4 for this part, what you see, the thick basic white. And that's it. That's the card completed today.
So show them the other one. I'll put the other one.
So this was the original from last night. And you can see, it's pretty close, but we changed the strawberry slush, how I positioned it on the front. Did something very similar with the cookie jar. Actually, with this cookie jar, I actually closed it on top of the lid on top of the jar, but kind of did the same thing, but spread it out a little bit more with the text. And we added the rhinestones today. And then the inside, other than using a different color card for the strawberry slush, it's very similar.
Nice, really nice.
So that's me and making my second card complete.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
I'm so glad that you joined us today. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would love to have you be a subscriber and be able to know when the next video is that I post. I hope you enjoyed today. I know I did. It was a joy watching him stamp, and we had such a great time spending some time together. Quality time, right?
Yes.
All right. Thanks so much for joining. Hi, I'm Sandy. I'm so excited that you're here today. Oh my God. What are you doing?
Try not to start laughing.
Oh boy, we're a good pair.
Yep.
Puppies again. Puppies again. All right.
Nope.
Hi, I'm Sandy from Cards by Sandy Lee, and I'm so glad that you're here today.
If you don't do it early, if you don't just redo it now, we're going to get through this whole thing. You're going to go back on it.